Hi YouTubers, there's another video from me here, Evelyn. Today we're going to be reviewing the finale episode of the Korean fantasy / historical series Gyeongseong Creature. Now, okay, the big sticking point that I've been hearing, there was the emphasis on the romance on the female and the male lead of Jang Tae-sung and Yoo Chae-guk, the two characters. Me personally, I don't see a romance there. They've been in an apocalypse basically. They're in the war, they're trying to fight for freedom, for the injustice of people, and in the midst of that they happen to fall in love. I don't feel it, I don't see it. Maybe, and with what I'm going to review about the finale episode, it looks like it's going to be a huge time jump to present day. So the gist of it is Jang Tae-sung manages to escape from the hospital by the help of Lady Maida. I got confused with the actress. Apparently Claudia Kim plays Lady Maida, the Japanese, well, like whatever she is, and Ji-woo plays Myung-ja, the mistress of Ishikawa, the commissioner. Now she ends up getting infected, she's pregnant with a baby, and she ends up drinking the worm, and like all hell breaks loose in the last episode, because after they escape from the hospital, Yoo Chae-uk is there with her dad, and she's waiting for hopefully that Jang Tae-sung escapes. But in the midst of all of that, when Jang Tae-sung, comes back into the fold, he saves his people because, of course, Ishikawa makes this promise that he'll keep Jang Tae-sung safe, but it's not going to happen. Like in this case, the opposing force, the Japanese here, they're going to go back on their deal, in which what happens, and on top of that, Jang Tae-sung orchestrates with his right-hand man of Mr. Gu, the actor Park Ji-hwan. What happens to him is just awful. The last episode is to show that when you're put in immense, unhumane torture for no goddamn reason, you're willing as a human to escape that pain. Because after the people that were kept as experiments, the Korean people, they managed to escape. Mr. Gu, he gets, not kidnapped, yeah, kidnapped. He gets taken by the Japanese police and tortured horribly, like cut up, burned, his fingernails pulled out, just awful conditions. And Lee Ha-jun's character, the same way tortured, they're not both giving them up. But Lee Ha-jun's character, he was just pointless, just maybe to show the other side of trying to fight for justice. He was part of the rebellion group. Now with Yoo Chae-uk, she has that joyous reunion with Jang Tae-sung. They're like declaring their kind of love and whatnot. I just don't see the chemistry there, I'm sorry. She ends up telling her dad the truth, that his wife, her mom, of the Japanese name they have her of Seishin, she's been turned into a creature. And the dad here, oh my god, the way the dad breaks down and he crumbles that he was shooting his wife because he met the creature, aka his wife. So he decides to go back to the hospital, a suicidal mission, basically just to kill himself with his wife. So he goes to the hospital. Now, Yoo Chae-uk, her own genius, she says that she loves Jang Tae-sung, but she goes to the Japanese house where Ishikawa, like the commissioner, he died, and his wife, that's not his real wife, but political wife, let's say, is holding the funeral. And Yoo Chae-uk, after grabbing the gun from Jang Tae-sung's safe or vault, shoots the doctor that was doing the main experiments in the head, and she gets captured by Lady Maida. Lady Maida, we get kind of told that she likes Jang Tae-sung, but not enough to not capture people, not kill them or whatnot, because Jang Tae-sung is in pieces. Like, now he knows that Yoo Chae-uk is being kidnapped, he's trying to find her, and he has that big confrontation with Lady Maida, and she basically tells him, just don't do anything. I liked you the way you were before. You separated business from personal feelings. Go back to that. But he doesn't have that. He doesn't have it. He goes and gives a very obvious and powerful speech that even though Lady Maida refers saying that you think you can stop me with these pieces of trash, that you have Miss Now and Mr. Gu on the side, she portrayed your mom, gave her name up, and he went and gave up your name, and the other guy, Lee Ha-jun's character, gave up your names and everybody else. So that's weakness, the people you think that's gonna help you. But Jang Tae-sung heard in you, he's like, you push people to that inhumane torture, it's not their fault. What do you expect? And it's true, like, we get the sense that the Japanese here, not being portrayed, I've seen some little clips, the sense of like Nazis, like, you know, supremacy. I don't want to say white supremacy. It's more like believing that their ethnic race in that time of Japanese was the most pure and powerful, and they don't happen to say the obvious that we're all human. And Jung Tae-sang does say that we're all human, not as a person, but we're all human. And she's like, okay, whatever. So the other young boy that also kind of portrayed them at the same time he's trying to find his mother, I think that's in Japan. He goes and says that Yoon Chae-uk is in the dragged back to the hospital where the evil doctor called, or not doctor, or I'll say this evil general called Kato. Now, just why we be creating monsters that are uncontrollable? Like, okay, whatever. He sees the creations as like advancement of humanity, because the key part here is the regeneration abilities that these people get when they consume this worm. That's what I think what he's after. So Jung Tae-sung's plan is to blow up the entire hospital, save Yoon Chae-gun, and he meets the dad of Yoon Chae-uk in the event because he happens to escape, and he says the plan, and he tells the dad, here's 2 tickets to go to, I think, China, you and your daughter. But the dad says no, she needs you more, which I'm like, ugh. With what happens at the end, I'm like, Jesus Christ. So the dad lures the mom by singing a familiar song, and she goes down there. But of course, this is the olden times. The dynamite that they had is not like, you know, that the dynamite could go off in 3 minutes or 20 minutes and like the monster would be there. They had to keep the monster there because of course the monster, aka the mother, would be, you know, going around whatnot, because the monster, the mother slash monster, she still has that drive of protecting her daughter, but she's there trying to protect the daughter, and the evil Dr. Kato sees that. So there's a big struggle. Jung Tae-sung saves Yoon Chae-uk, and the bomb explodes, and the dad ends up dying in the explosion, and we think the creature is enough to destroy part of the hospital building, but the structure is still maintained because everything just busted up. And of course, on the top of that, the hospital have chemicals, and they manage to escape, but not. And they get to the pier where Jung Tae-sung basically tells Miss Na to pack a suitcase with money, gold, coins for them to go. And the young boy on the bicycle, I think they should have taken the car. That's my feeling. Why ask a boy to go on the bicycle where he was obviously being followed? On the car, like, they could have probably seen that, drove faster, whatnot, or they could have gone in the, like, Mr. Gu, the guy, he could have drove the car, they were being followed, tell Jung Tae-sung and Yoon Chae-uk to jump in the car, and it could have been, you know, at least, if it would have been a high-speed chase, whatever. But no, that doesn't happen. Lady Maida's there with 20 ninjas, like, well, let's say 10 ninjas, and she leaves saying that you're not going to survive the night. So there's a big battle where Yoon Chae-uk, she gets slashed up severely, Jung Tae-sung stabbed in the stomach yet again, and when all hope is lost, the mom arrives and she starts killing all the ninjas. But then again, she can't tell the difference of who's helping her daughter, so she's about to attack Jung Tae-sung, but she manages to push him off, and she ends up getting stabbed with one of her mom's tentacles. And she tells her mom, "This is the man that I love," and I'm like, okay, like, for the times, I guess, you know, you have to be all the way in it. But the love story there, I don't see that. I don't see the chemistry. I don't see the love story. They more look like cousins or brother and sister in terms of the kind of relationship, the both of them. And of course, the ending scene of Jung Tae-sung crying hysterically, now that was just really, really, really sad. Park Seo-joon's acting, you could really feel it there. So we get a jump forward, and Lady Maida, I think they're having a memorial for her husband, and there's a bomb there. But before that goes off, she sees that Jung Tae-sung's people is carrying these kind of wreaths, or these kind of, you know, if you've seen K-dramas or the customs in Korea in the funerals, that big kind of like bouquet of flowers and that huge sign saying who it's from. Lady Maida sees that all these like bouquets, like these presentation of flowers with the names of the victims, and that's when the whole place gets blown up sky high, and I'm thinking, yes, Lady Maida is finally gone. But we find out that she's still alive, that she's half burnt up and half, you know, there. And Kato, the evil scientist slash, you know, military person, has survived. He finds Lady Maida and basically tells her to drink the worm. It could help her, you know, maybe regenerate, like, whatever the hell's wrong with her. And then we get like a scene in which Yoon-cheuk is in the water. I don't know what Jeon-sun, they never showed like what he did with the body. We see her in the water with her mom stashed as a monster, and the mom's body emits a worm. Well, the monster body emits a worm that goes into Yoon-cheuk and her eyes are open. And then we get a mysterious scene that left me shocked. From what I've read, we say in 2024, we see Jeon-sung in the present with somewhat of a longish hair and a scar on the back of his neck. And then we get a montage on the TV kind of like showing the independence of Korea to, I think, what happened afterwards. And then we see Jeon-sung being called of another name of Ho-jae, I believe. And he walks off and we see President there. When I saw that, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere interesting here. Now they're kind of like telling a mythology or a story about. But there's a lot of questions to be asked of season 2. I will be seeing it. It's very, very interesting. The romance part within this show, I just thought to be unnecessary. We're in the bloody of a war here, and we don't know at what time you're going to die. Maybe is to emphasize that in that moment that you can't wait too long to be romancing, just to get straight to the point, not to live with that regret or not saying to the person you liked, I love you, or feelings to develop. Now, leave your comments down below what you thought about this series. You know, overall, I liked it. It's just the romance part that was unnecessary. And will Jeon-sung and Yoon-cheuk meet in the future? Who knows? Well, I think most likely, of course, because they're the main leads. So leave your comments down below. Telling you viewers, really appreciate it. We can hit the subscribe button, keep the channel growing. And to any current subscribers, big thank you for still watching these videos. As I leave you always, stay safe.